If you want to support the work I'm doing, there's a link in the description to my Subscribe Star. Appreciate that. Okay, so moving on up the neck of the guitar, we're at the third form. Just a quick review here. First 3 frets, this is the first form of the C major scale that we're using. Here's the next form up the neck, C major scale, and now we're at this third one. So we're going to do the major chords, starting with a C major triad. So we have 1, 3, 5, and then there's going to be more ones, higher up, as it moves up the neck. Okay, so what we want to get rid of everything that's not a 1, 3, or 5. So let's just start doing that. Start taking notes off here, and we're gonna. Here we go. Let's get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of this high one here because we're not going to be using that here, or this. Okay. So now what we're left with is 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. That's the voicing of this chord. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. And you play that like this. So we're up at the 8th fret here. So 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. So we're going to bar across these 3. So 5, 1, 3. And then we have the 3 here. And then. So recap for the lower, recap for the lower forms. Here's the one, first form, second form, third form. You notice that these three notes here are also in this one here. So we're just moving up the neck. Okay, now we're going to work on a C major 7 chord. We're starting the 4-note chords. So we want 1, 3, 5. We're going to get rid of this high one, and now we're going to start using a 7. So we're going to get rid of everything that's not a 1, 3, 5, or 7. Okay, now this is our root note, C. We want that to be our bass note, our lowest note, so we're going to get rid of these. Get rid of this 4, this 6, get rid of this 4, and we're going to get rid of this 5 and this 7. Okay, so now we have a 1 and the 7 are on the same. We're going to get rid of this 1 here. Now that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5 notes. Now we can't bar any place, so we're going to have to give up a note in order to play this chord. Now there's other ways, just to let you know, there's other ways of playing a C major 7. I'm just trying to show you all these numbers so that you can pick the kind of the voicings that you want to try. So we're going to go, we'll get rid of this 3. Now you have 1, 3, 5, 7. And you play that like this. It's a stretch. Okay, so you have 1, 3, 5, 7. See, this is a big stretch between these two fingers, okay? But that's a legitimate C major 7. It's a little chunky sounding. It's because it's all on the low strings. Not the prettiest. I probably wouldn't use this chord very often, but this is really for you to understand how to build these chords like in any position on the neck. Okay, we're going to move on to the C dominant 7, so C7. Okay, so let's get, what we want now is 1, 3, 5, and then a flat 7. 1, 3, 5, flat 7. So we're going to get rid of everything that is not a 1, 3, 5, or flat 7. Okay, we'll just get rid of this high 1 again, and this here. Okay, let's just leave this for now. Okay, so this 7 right here, if we're going to move this down a half a step, because instead of 7, we want flat 7, which is a half a step down, we really need to move over to the next string. So if we were going to go over to the D string and put a 7 back on here, that's where it would be. So our flat 7 would be right here. So let's put the flat 7 here. We're going to put a label on here. Let's see. Okay, that worked. 1, 3, flat 7. Okay, the 5 is on the same string, so we're going to have to get rid of this 5. And we'll get rid of this 7. Now we could bar this, so we'll leave this 3 here. So we have 1, 3, flat 7, 1, 3. Let's just see how that is to play. So we have, here's our flat 7. We'll start here, flat 7, 3, 1, okay? So we have 1, 3, flat 7, and then we have a 1 and a 3 over here. So this is, get this going, and then flatten your index finger. It's not an easy chord. Maybe you just bar it over here like this. There's it. Whoops. Or like this. So we have 1, 3, flat 7, 1, 3. So I probably wouldn't use that chord much, or I might. I'd probably just use these 3 lower strings, you know, the 1, 3, flat 7, and just give up the 5. Maybe, or you could add the 5. I mean, I might use that one. As a matter of fact, I would use that one. Okay, so again, just so you understand how to do this. Okay, now we're going to move to C6. So we want 1, 3, 5, 6. So we're going to get rid of everything that's not a 1, 3, 5, or 6. Now we're going to get rid of this 6 because this is C. That's our bass note. That's the lowest note that we want. So we're going to get rid of this 6. Get rid of this 4, this 2. Okay, we've got a problem here. 5 and 6 are on the same string. Let's just keep both of them for now, and then we'll deal with it later. We'll figure out which one we want to keep. Oh, here's another 5 here. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this high one because we haven't been using that. Okay, I have to change the arranging here a little bit. Okay, it should work. There we go. And okay, so do we want to keep this 1, 3? Okay, so we could do 1, 3, 5. Just flatten our. We could bar this whole thing and use this 6. But really, what we're doing is we've been moving this inner 1 down chromatically. So this would be 1, 7, flat 7, 6. So this is really the note we've been working with. So if we were to get rid of this note and use this 6, you know, we're kind of getting away from, you know, the way we've been handling these chords. So we're going to get rid of this high one. So we have 1, 3, 6. We're going to get rid of this 5. Okay, so we've had to give up a 5 in order to play this chord. So we have 1, 3, 6, 1, 3. Well, let's just see how that turns out. So if you're going to bar here with these two, then here's a 6, and here's a 1, or 3, here's a 3, and here's a 1. So you can play it like this. You kind of need to lay your thumb down. Instead of, you know, typically you have your hand standing up like this, but in order to play this chord, you really kind of need to play it like this. And I might use that chord. That's a legitimate chord. Okay, so now we're going to try a C major 9. So we've been doing a C major 9 in all the other videos, so we're gonna try that here. We're going to see how this all turns out. So we have C. Okay, so it'd be 1, 3, 5, and then this major with this 9 after it means we need a major 7th. Okay, so it's a C, 1, 3, 5, 7, and then we're going to add a 9 to it. So, oh, we're missing a note here. Okay. Okay, so this can be a little tricky to do this here. So we're going to get rid of everything that's not a 1, 3, 5. What the numbers we want to keep are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Let's get rid of these lower ones because we want that to be our bass note. So we've got a 3. 2 is the same as a 9, remember? We're going to get rid of this. We'll get rid of the 6. We don't need that. This 4, we don't need that. The 7, we have to decide what we're going to do about a 7. We have a 7 here and a 7 here. So we've got 1, 3, 5. Let's get rid of this 1. This, let me change these extension numbers from, you know, so we get the upper extensions. See, now we have a 9. There's a 13 here. We're going to get rid of that. Okay, so we have 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, see all the options we have here? In order to keep the 9 in there, we would have to play a chord, something. We have to kind of keep the chord in this section. This is going to be hard to play. Now you can try and experiment with these numbers, okay? But let's just get rid of these here because we're not going to use those. We'll keep the chord in this area here. Well, before we do that, you see the 7 right here? If we were going to move a 7 or get one from the D string, it would be right there. So if we get rid of this, and then we could play a chord like this. Now, barring this, depending on who you are, we're all built a little different. I have a hard time playing a chord like this where I'm barring from the A all the way across here and having my second finger here. Let's just try to play this chord. So let's say, okay, here's C, that's our 1. But we're going to bar across, all the way across here. So here. Okay, so all of a sudden, it's already not feeling all that comfortable. So here's that 7 that we added, and here's the 5. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the inner 4 notes here, or the inner strings. Okay, here's the 5. Here's the 9, and here's the 7 that we added. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my second finger here. So we have 1, 7, 9, 5. And if you want, you could add that 7 on the top by smashing your index finger down and grabbing these, these 3 notes here. So we have 2 7s in there. Okay, so that's, hopefully you're getting the idea of how to put these numbers together, how to build a chord by just understanding where everything is, where all the numbers are. Okay, I hope you got something out of that. We're gonna do the minor chords next for this position. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.